This is evening. The sun has gone down, and it has been a beautiful day here in Atlanta. And it's evening now, and it's still very, very beautiful. I wish I didn't have to cook. I would sit out here and just enjoy some more of this weather because it's really nice. I guess it's about probably right now about 55 degrees. Today it has been 70. Can you believe that? After temperatures last week of 28, 30 degrees. So that's Atlanta for you. So it's 70 degrees today. Very nice, very beautiful spring light. We have some things that are budding. Some of the vegetation, the trees are budding. And it is just a glorious, glorious view out here. I'm just sitting out here enjoying it. But I'm going to get inside and I'm going to get dinner on. Today we're having seafood. I'm going to be cooking a tilapia, shrimp, and my son brought me a trout that was caught yesterday. And I'm going to be cooking that. And I guess with that I'll make maybe some loaded baked potatoes and salad and a little bit of dessert. So it's gonna be good. Stick around.
Okay guys, we're back in the house now and we're going to start on our seafood. So let's take a look here. You see I have some tilapia. Okay, and also this is my trout that my son brought me. That was a surprise addition to my meal today. And here I have jumbo shrimp. And in the front I have extra jumbo shrimp. I have 5 of them left. I cooked jumbo shrimp on yesterday also for Big Daddy. And so this is what I have left. And you can see how much bigger they are than the shrimp in the back. So this trout, as I was saying, this is the trout that my son brought me on yesterday. And this guy was actually swimming in the rivers of South Carolina on yesterday. And so he was caught and cleaned, and my son brought him to me today. And I can't wait to try him. So here's my pot, and I've already put some oil in my pot. This is fresh oil, actually. This is Wesson oil. I'm going to be using a little more oil than this. So, to this fresh oil, I am going to add this oil that I used on yesterday. And I'm doing this just to show you that you don't have to throw your fish oil out just because you've used it once. You can use it a couple of times and maybe more if you keep it in the refrigerator. Now this oil has a red cast to it, and that is because on the shrimp that I cooked yesterday I used Old Bay seasoning, and so this is some red from that seasoning. But I strained this oil twice through a strainer, and it got out all the crumbs and any residue that was in that oil. And so today the fish will be fine, because if you leave the crumbs and residue in, then it'll burn in your pot and it'll make your fish turn dark. Some of it will stick to your fish and you'll have black burnt places on your fish. So you don't want that, but you can use it as long as you clean your oil up. So I'm going to go ahead and add this oil to the pot. Now you can see that since it's been sitting here a while, there's a little residue that's settled in the bottom of my bowl. We don't want that, and I'm not going to put that in the pot. So we're just going to set that aside for right now. And you can see in the pot, what you see is the oil being red, but if you look closely, you'll see no residue, no crumbs, and that the oil is very clean. So this is going to work out fine. here we just wanted to give you another peek at the seafood. What I did was I've gone ahead and seasoned the seafood. I used Old Bay seasoning again. I like Old Bay on any seafood, and I've used lemon pepper, and you guys know how much I like lemon pepper. So I've used that on the seafood. Now you got to be careful because both Old Bay and lemon pepper have salt in them. And so you don't want to make your seafood get too salty. And so I'm not going to add any more salt other than these two seasonings. And this tilapia is a very delicate fish, so you don't want to get too much salt on it at all, but you don't want too much salt on any of your seafood. So if I were you, I would just not add any more salt and just use that, let that Old Bay and the lemon pepper be your seasoning. That's plenty of salt. Here is, this is how I bread my fish. So I use instant corn masa flour. And this particular brand is Bonita, but you can use any brand that you find in the Hispanic or the Mexican food aisle. So what this is it's corn, but it's not cornmeal. I don't like the graininess of cornmeal on my fish. And this masa flour is actually used to make tortillas and tamales and many other Mexican dishes. And it's when water is added to it, it becomes like a dough. But the way it's different from cornmeal is just in the processing and the treatment of it. It is treated with soaked first in a solution of lime and water, and then that is soaked and it's washed off, and that soaking loosens the husk, and it actually softens the corn. And then once it's washed off and the corn is dried, then it's ground into a fine powder, and so it makes this really nice flour-like corn. And so I like that on my fish. And some other, you can put some in your chili to thicken your chili. It's really good. Try it, and I think you'll like it. But don't try to make cornbread out of it because it's not that kind of corn. It's not cornmeal. It's corn flour. Okay, here we're taking another look into the pot, and I've got the heat turned up now. Just giving you a look, you can see that this oil is very clean. This is what I used to strain my my oil when I used it on yesterday. I actually strained it twice, and this catches all the all of the stuff that was in that oil. And you can pick these up anywhere. So again, I'm just using vegetable oil. Just letting my oil come up to heat, to temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and get started though, and get my fish together so that I can begin to batter it and get it ready to get in this oil, because the oil won't take long to get hot. Okay, here you can see that I've gone ahead and battered a lot of my fish, and most of my fish and shrimp. So here, these are my shrimp, and this is the tilapia and my trout. So what I want to do is just let them rest here for just a few minutes. Just let them rest so that that flour, that corn flour, can really adhere to the fish. I want it to hold, and when it hits that hot grease, I don't want all my breading to fly off of it. So if you will just let it sit for a few minutes, then it will really take hold of the fish. This is of course what I use to shake up the batter in. Checking my heat again. I'm going to get ready to put some of my fish in. I'm going to start with this big piece of trout. Ease that into the pan. And then I can start to put, let me see now, check my heat. Let me check my flame. I can start to put the tilapia in beside my trout. Add that piece in. And I'm just going to put it in, wherever I can get it in. Okay, be careful here. I always say I don't want you to be afraid, but I do want you to be careful, because when you're dealing with hot grease, it's no joke. You have to be careful, but you just, once you're careful, and you make sure you're not throwing the fish in or dropping the fish in, because it's going to splatter if you do that. So you want to just lower one end of the fish in, and then lower the other end of the fish in, and you'll be just fine. What I've done is I just rocked my pot a bit, just to sort of redistribute the oil, and to make sure that oil is getting on top of the fish. I'm bringing that hot oil up so that it goes over top of the fish. So it's going to be actually kind of cooking from the top and cooking from the bottom. I have it on pretty high heat, kind of a little bit better than a medium high. So I'm just going to come back over here very quickly just to show you how I breaded the fish. And I know most of you guys, if not all of you, know how to bread fish. That's not a big deal, but there might be somebody watching who has never breaded fish before, and you're a bit uncertain about how to do it. And after all, that's who I'm doing the videos for, mainly. So I just want to show you how to do that. I'm just taking all of this tilapia, and I'm putting it in this container. And I'm also adding in my shrimp. It's okay to add that in too. So I am going to cover it up. Make sure that you seal it. Well, let me wash my hand. So you want to make sure that you've sealed it up very good, because when you begin to shake, you don't want a big surprise. You don't want your floor to be filled with the flour. So you want to make sure it's sealed up really good. Turn it round and round and in all directions, and shake it really, really good, because you want this corn flour to get into every nook and cranny and to really cover every part of this fish and the shrimp. Okay. So this way you don't have a lot of cleanup. You just have this one container that you have to clean up, and then maybe a little counter space that you'll have to clean up after you're through, so it's not so messy, like maybe using a bowl or something else. So this one container works a lot better. Now, if you remember some of your old school mothers, grandmothers, and aunties, when they would batter their fish or their chicken, maybe they didn't use a container like this with a lid on it. I can remember they used brown paper bags, not even the plastic bags, because I can remember when there weren't plastic bags, they were just all brown paper bags. They didn't even make plastic bags yet. Better for the planet. But anyway, if you're going to use bags though now, I don't like to use a bag that's been used before. Like I brought a bag home and it's had meat and vegetables and canned goods and milk cartons and that kind of stuff in it. All of those things have dirt on them or some form of something that you don't want to eat. So I don't use the used bags. When I'm at the grocery store, I just pick up a few new bags. And so if I want to use the bag instead of a container, then I have these new bags, and at least I know that nothing's been inside of them, and they're at least clean in that sense. I don't know if these plastics are made for, if they're food grade, food quality or not. I don't know. But if you use them, your food is not going to be in the bag but a second. So I think it'll be okay. So I just pick up when I'm at the store. I just pick up a few new ones, and I keep them here in a drawer. So if I do want to use the bags instead of a container for any reason, then I have a few new bags around, and I do that. Let's get back over here and see what's going on with our fish. Well, I see some of the tilapia is really brown. So we're gonna look at that. Where are my tongs? Okay, here. All right. Oh yeah. Now this is ready to come out. See how pretty and golden that is? Yeah, that's ready. So when you pick it up, you want to just hold it over your pot just for a second and let that grease, that hot grease, drain off. So you don't have to have more grease than you have to have. Just let some of it drain off, and then your paper towel will soak up a lot of the rest of it. I must make a confession, guys. I like to use, if I'm doing this, sometimes I like to use sandwich bread, and when I take my fish out of the oil and it's piping hot like that, I like to just put my hot fish down right on the bread, and it sort of it toasts the bread, and the oils go into the bread, and right under the fish is toasted and crispy because that fish is just that hot, and that is just something that I love. And but we're not going to be doing that today. Today we're going to have this with two sides. So I'm going to get a little bit more of the tilapia down in here. In fact, I'm going to finish it up and get all of the tilapia in, and let that trout cook longer. Now you can see that the trout is a much bigger piece of fish, and it is also much thicker than the tilapia. So of course, you can see that is the size. So of course, it's going to have to cook a little longer than the tilapia because of its size. So we will probably, by the time this tilapia is ready to come out, then the trout will be ready to come out too, probably both at the same time. I love fish just because I love fish, but fish is such a quick meat to cook, and so sometimes, and it's very easy to thaw. So sometimes if you don't know what else to have, but you have some fish in the freezer, you can get it out and thaw it quickly and cook it very quickly. And you don't always have to fry it. I like it fried. Look at it, it's so beautiful. Who wouldn't love that? But you don't have to always fry it. Sometimes you can use a little bit of oil and lemon and season it well and put it in the oven and just let it cook in the oven. You can grill it. I have taken tilapia and put it in a pan and just use a little of the Pam spray type stuff in the can, and then just take my tilapia and just brown it on one side and turn it over and brown it on the other side, and it's so thin that works well. It still gets brown, and you don't have to use all that oil. So there are a lot of ways to cook seafood, to cook fish, and there are ways to make it more healthy than frying it. So just think about incorporating more seafood into your meal, into your menus, and into your week's cooking. But today, we're going hardcore. We're frying this. Let me go ahead and get all of this out of the pot because I think it's ready. Yeah. Yeah, look what I've got here. Doesn't that look good? Look at those shrimp. And this tilapia. And here you see this fresh caught trout that I have. Yeah, this looks so good. When you're gonna serve this, and especially, if you want to do something special for Big Daddy, or you got company, you can just slice some lemon and take the lemon slice and cut it on one side and twist it and put it on the platter. You might want to put a little parsley or cilantro on your platter just to dress it up and just to make it look pretty. But we're just here, just family today, and I'm not going to do any of that for today. So we're going to just eat it like it is. I'm going to make a salad to go with this, and I want to show you guys just what I'm doing here. Not because I need to show you how to make salad. Now, I think even the most novice of cooks, you know how to make a salad. Everybody knows how to make a salad. It's not rocket science. But I want to just give you a couple of tips about making salad, and so maybe it might improve your salad. This is not a fancy salad at all because it has a few simple ingredients that are going into the salad. This is romaine lettuce, and I got this out of the bag. This is Olive Garden Italian salad dressing, and I got that Olive Garden dressing at Sam's. And here's some cheese, that's cheddar, and Monterey Jack. You see my croutons. I have some onions here. You see that I've sliced some tomatoes. And this is just a very simple salad that I'm going to put together. But what I wanted to share with you about the salad that will make your salad taste better is something so simple, but people will be asking you, what did you do to your salad? So also I want to tell you too that I'm not gonna put the salad dressing on the table. I'm just gonna put a few tablespoons of the salad dressing over the lettuce, and I'm just taking the cap off and I'm gonna simulate pouring, but I'm not gonna put it on right now because I don't want it to get soggy. But just put a few tablespoons of the salad dressing over your salad and then toss it, and in that way you can just take it to the table and everybody serves themselves from the bowl, and you don't need that salad dressing on the table, and it actually saves salad dressing. You don't use so much when you do it like that. But when you're making your salad, lettuce doesn't really have a lot of taste, and when you're getting tomatoes that have been grown in a hothouse, or if it's wintertime, they don't have much taste either. Put salt and fresh ground black pepper on your salad, and a squeeze or two of lemon juice. Now, don't use that lemon juice in the bottle. Make sure you use fresh lemon juice, and you'll see the difference in how your salad tastes. It's going to be great, but make sure you just season it, salt and pepper. In the bowl, do the whole thing, salt, pepper, and lemon juice. So here is the finished product. This is our salad. Really delicious. I want you to really try it so you can see how the difference that the salt and pepper makes. I've gone ahead here and plated up our dinner, and you see that we have the salad here on the plate. We have I made baked potatoes, and this baked potato has butter, sour cream, and cheese on the potato. And I have on the plate some tilapia and some shrimp. And this is a meal that will do just fine for my family. We love this. The crunchiness of the fish is just wonderful. You guys try this meal. Let me know how you like this. Thank you for watching my channel, and subscribe and comment and come back. Happy cooking, guys.